Hey, sorry, you guys might have been discussing earlier, just for the format of today, Amberly, you're going to go first and present, and
Okay,
then
yep,
Chelsea
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, okay, sounds good. And Cassandra, are you loading the video?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So just for everyone that's joining us today, I have pre-recorded my session. And the reason why I've done that is so that if anybody has any questions throughout the presentation, just drop them in the chat and I can focus on trying to get you back some responses quickly.
Awesome. Sounds good. Let's start with that. So let's start with that training. So while Cassandra gets that ready, hi everyone, I'm Jonathan from Manychat. Today is a technical training on Instagram ads. I'm so excited to have an amazing ads expert with Amberly and with Chelsea. So super excited about that. So we're going to start with Amberly's pre-recorded conversation first, pre-recorded presentation first, and then they're gonna answer questions in the Q&A. Please make sure to put your questions in the Q&A section so that they can answer it and not blow up the chat. All right. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go off on screen as well, but kick it off whenever you're ready, Cassandra.
Great. And it looks like we are showing the presentation. So here we go.
Great.
Welcome to today's presentation on how to set up Instagram advertising campaigns connected to Manychat conversational flows. What a privilege it is to have had the chance to explore this on behalf of Manychat and to share this with you today. Now, congratulate yourselves also, as you will be leaving this session with powerful knowledge that will set you apart from other marketers and business owners. By the end of today's session, you will understand Instagram paid advertising options and what you need to consider when deciding what ad objective is best for you, how to connect your Manychat bot to your paid advertising campaign, and Manychat flow fundamentals so that you can measure the success of your campaigns. Now let's get started with the paid advertising structures. To launch an Instagram automation campaign, you can elect to use two advertising objectives you will find within the Facebook Ads Manager. Option number one is an engagement objective with the post engagement type, or option two is a click to message ad campaign objective, which you will launch via Instagram direct message. Now, there are pros and cons for each, which I'm going to break down for your consideration today. Now, these take into account limitations of placements per objective. It's also important that I note right now that the engagement ad objective will only allow you to promote your ad campaign within an Instagram newsfeed, whereas a click to message ad objective lets you place your ad both within a newsfeed and within a stories placement. Now, it's also to take into consideration the budget that you have available, as well as the creative and the language that you will need to use within your copy to call your audience to action. Now, let's first get started with the placements that are available per ad objective. Now, whilst at first glance, it may appear that there are lots of suitable placements for your IGDM campaign. However, this is not the case. When placing user experience in the spotlight, you only ever want to launch an Instagram bot from an Instagram placement. This therefore removes a lot of the available options within the click to engage ad objective, with the exception of the Instagram newsfeed and explore placements. Now, whilst this might be effective with strong imagery and an explicit call to action that asks your users to comment on a post or send a keyword, in my opinion, I would encourage you to test this against the click to message campaign goal, which, as we progress throughout today's presentation, I will show you how to test the data. Now, the other alternative ad objective is the click to message campaign goal. Now, as you will see from this slide, when selecting a campaign goal that drives messages to be presented within placements that are aligned within that goal. Now, having the opportunity now to position your offer across both the feed and explore, as well as now the stories placement, you are positioning your message within areas that are more aligned to the customer experience. Furthermore, the additional benefit with these placements is that you also have the option to trigger your bot via a click as well as a keyword. Whereas within the engagement ad objective, the bot would only fire if the user comments either with a generic phrase or nominated keyword, or they send a keyword through to you via message. Now, I've added in this slide as within the Manychat group page, I saw somebody say, look, I want to advertise on Instagram, but I still wanted to run through Messenger. So with this particular presentation, we are focusing on launching your bots via Instagram direct message. So to ensure that your message campaign fires your bot via IGDM, it's important that you select Instagram Direct within the message destination section within your Facebook Ads Manager. Failing to do this, your campaign will show on Instagram, but it will launch via Messenger. Now, knowing that some of you prefer to run pay-per-click campaigns, I've added in this slide for your curious minds. It's important to note that pay-per-click is only available if you opt for an engagement ad campaign objective. But as I shared in our previous slides, doing so will dramatically reduce the ad placements available to you. Now, for those of you who are unsure what PPC is exactly, it's a payment option whereby you can ask Facebook to only charge you if someone within your target audience group takes action on your campaign. Sounds great, doesn't it? Now, while it might sound great, don't be fooled, because it's important to note that engagement also includes people simply liking your post, which is the main action that people will take unless your copy clearly indicates that they must drop a comment for your bot to fire. Now, for those amongst us, myself included, I always prefer to be charged by 1,000 impressions. Now, if you do select this option, I encourage you to turn the campaign budget optimization on. Now, why do we do this? By doing so, you can set up several different audience target groups, and the algorithm will automatically distribute your budget to the top performing ad group. The only time you wouldn't turn on campaign budget optimization is if you were running a campaign for multiple ad groups or locations that each have a designated advertising spend. Now let's get into where the magic happens. How do you connect a bot? First, we'll run through for those who are selecting the engagement ad type. Now, Instagram bots will only fire via keywords. So if electing to use an engagement ad to appear either within the Instagram newsfeed or Explore tab, you must have a strong call to action in the ad copy or within the artwork that asks the user to send a direct message with a keyword, or calling the user to comment within the Facebook post so that your comment growth tool will be able to activate your bot. Now, when it comes to the click to message campaign ad objective, there are several ways where your bot will fire from this particular ad type. If positioned within the stories placement, when a user swipes up, it will launch a message template. Or they can simply reply to your story using a keyword if you are asking the user to do so within the creative copy. Something to also consider is that a keyword within Instagram automation can also be an emoji. Now, when a user from your target audience group engages via a feed or an explore placement, they're generally encouraged to do so via a button. Some examples of buttons can include learn more, shop now, etc. When adding a button, your ads manager will prompt you with this screen, asking you to set up a message template. Click on Create New, then opt for Start Conversation and tap the Edit button. From there, a drop-down menu under the Custom Action tab will appear. Select Quick Replies, then add the text or the keyword that you have set up within Manychat to launch your flow. Now, it's also something to consider that to enhance results and engagement, you can also attach a comment growth tool onto any of the placements that appear within the feed. Now, you may recall from the start of the presentation, I encourage you to test. Different placements, different ad objectives, unique copy or images will all stir engagement in different intensities. To drive a successful campaign, you need to identify the perfect scenario. The metrics within your ad manager will be able to give you a clear idea of what is working. However, it's important that you also look back at your data from within your bot. Just because an ad might be getting more engagement, you need to investigate if that traction is also getting you conversions within your bot. Now, here's how to measure that. Within Manychat, create a folder titled Source Tracking. Create an action flow for each traffic source. An action flow is exactly what the name suggests, a flow that is built for the purpose of monitoring an action. Create a custom field for each point where your campaign has been shown and any unique identifiers you wish to measure. In this particular example, I am testing how many users were generated through the bot on Facebook versus Instagram. And I'm also testing, am I getting more traffic from people entering via click-to-message ad campaign or via a pay-per-click engagement campaign? Now, after the campaign is live, monitor the runs and CTR data within the Manychat dashboard for each option and optimize your campaign to attribute more ad budget towards the variable that is proving most effective. Now, before we wrap things up, let's talk about remarketing because there are some unique features available within IG automation. So similar to Messenger automation, Instagram also adopts the 24-hour rule. So be sure to add smart delays within your flows to keep the conversation going. You have 24 hours of unlimited conversations after a user's last reply. So with smart delays and timely reminders to re-engage within that period, it will allow you to continue the conversation without outlaying any more additional ad spend. Now, Instagram does not offer a one-time notification opt-in, nor can you bulk message. Therefore, the sponsored messages ad objective is not available presently within Instagram. With that said, I strongly encourage you to leverage an omni-channel approach via SMS and email. Now, Instagram does not automatically populate a user's name, phone, or email like Messenger. However, you can collect these via user input fields, and you can attach the user through to sequences using rules and conditions. Now, Instagram presents a unique opportunity that Facebook does not. Any public profile that mentions you within the story will trigger a message from your bot. Now, what does that mean? By encouraging users to tag you and mention you within their stories, you are giving an opportunity to build your Instagram subscription database. Now, the other important thing for those of us who also like to create custom audiences, it's best to create a custom audience from within the Ads Manager versus Manychat for Instagram. And you do this by selecting users within the custom audience section who have recently engaged with you on Instagram. So within this slide, I share with you exactly how to do that. At ad set level, you select Create Custom Audience and you drop down to Instagram account. Now, this is how you will be able to retarget anyone who is connected with you on Instagram or via your bot. And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed today's session and have some insight into how you will be able to set up campaigns when IG automation opens beta to the public. If you have any questions or would like a copy of this deck, please reach out to me via my LinkedIn profile. Yeah, I'm going against the grain for a Facebook advocate, but LinkedIn is where I spend most of my time networking. See you later.
Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that very quick intro into the back end of IG automation ads. We are looking to possibly expand that in the coming weeks to be able to give you a live demonstration and run through whilst you watch me build a campaign with you. So Dana, who has sent through the question, can you show some examples in action? Absolutely. We would definitely be doing that. Today's purpose was just to give you a little sneak peek so that you can get excited about how easy it is for you to build campaigns. I'm just going to have a look at some of the questions that have been asked within the Q&A. Do we get recordings later? So I know that some of you had sent through messages that the font size was a little bit blurry on your screen. So absolutely, we would definitely send through a recording. Additionally, we will also send through the deck so that you can look back on some of the screenshots so that can help you guide when the IG beta opens. What else do we have in here? How long would you recommend for testing? So I always recommend testing for about a week. And the reason being is that it gives Facebook and the algorithm enough time to be able to identify which campaigns are really effective. Another great testing is to check the relevancy levels. Now, to be able to check the relevancy levels, you do this within the Facebook Business Manager, and there's a setting that has a little breakdown tab. I may be able to quickly see if I can jump on the back, and I will show you where you can find this because it's just such a great tool. If you just give me 1 minute. I'll just pull you into my demo account. 2 secs and I will share my screen.
Amberly, it does that. I just want to let everyone know, because I know this question pops up all the time. When is Instagram automation coming and going to be publicly available? The answer is soon, very, very soon. So just stay tuned for more info. We'll provide information as soon as we can. Just know that it's coming very, very soon. All right,
awesome, good Thanks. One. Cool. Can you guys see in the back end of my dashboard?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. So to be able to have a look at an ads relevancy score, you can select your campaign that you're looking at. This is just my demo account, so there's not very much data in here. But if you select the campaign that you're looking for, and if you drill down into breakdown, sorry, 1 moment. Got to go down to ads level. And if you drill down into the breakdown section, oh, I'm on a different dashboard. Sorry, everyone. Now I need to find it. I can't find it typical in real time. There is a section that's in here where you can click down and it says relevancy score. And what will then happen is if you slide across, you'll be able to see in the tabs up here all of the relevancy levels. And once you've established the relevancy levels, you can then determine what's effective and what's not. Whilst Trilcy is doing her presentation following, I will find that and I will send a screenshot to everybody, since I am not having any luck now quickly in this new dashboard. So I will just stop sharing my screen. Does anybody else have any other questions that they would like answered? What about creating custom audiences? So with custom audiences, different to Facebook. So with Facebook, we are able to go into the back end of Manychat, for example, and we can create a custom target audience group within Manychat. I wasn't able to find that option during my testing. Therefore, my workaround to that will be to create a custom audience within your ads manager. And once you're in custom audiences, you can select to reconnect or to remarket to anybody who has engaged with you on Instagram. So within the deck, which I will provide, I've actually taken a screenshot of exactly where you can find that, and I'll send that through to you. So I hope that answers your question, Liz. Are there any particular components for IG chatbots that I'm looking forward to? Absolutely. So I really love the comment growth tool. That has always been a favorite of mine, even just in terms of Facebook ad campaigns as well. And the reason for that is because from a paid advertising perspective, the more traction that you can actually get with on your ad, the higher that it bumps up the relevancy. And the more high that you can get the relevancy, the less that you're going to be paying in ad spend. So always connect a comment growth tool, which is available on the new IG automation as well. When are you going to set up IG campaign live? Look, I would hope to be able to do that in the next coming weeks for you. I will have a chat to the team at Manychat, and I'll see if we can set up another session whereby you can watch me build out a campaign. Any tips for creative fatigue? Try different placements. Drop different placements, even perhaps try different copy as well. So typically when I set up an advertising campaign, I actually push everything out to all of the placements that are available, and I split test different creative and different wording at that time too, so that I'm able to identify from the very beginning what campaign combination is the most effective. And once one does get campaign creative fatigue, I then turn that off and I switch on to the next level up. Will all the IG growth tools, what will all the growth tools be? I'll let Jonathan have a chat to you about that in a minute. Thanks, I've been doing all these videos previously. Still, there are some tricky parts looking at the nature of my business. Sorry, I'm just having a little read through the Q&As. Can you create?
While you're reading through that, I think a couple of notes. So in terms of the growth tools that'll be available, what we have in terms of features for the growth tool are just the comments growth tool, the comments automation. So that's similar to Facebook Messenger, where you can trigger an automation, send a message to someone if they comment on a specific post. So that's the only growth tool that we have right now. Of course, obviously trying to build more, but I think when it comes to Instagram, everyone has to get out of the mindset of doing exactly the same thing that they were doing on Messenger, right? The audience is different, the format is different. So when it comes to like getting people into your bot, into your Instagram bot, you have to think a little bit more creatively about how you'll get people to chat with you, right? And the best way to get people to start conversations with you is via this amazing social media platform called Instagram. And Instagram platform itself is the best way to get people to talk about kind of to engage and start conversations with your bot, right? And you can reach a wider number of people by creating ads that Everly is talking about, right? So if you create ads that have amazing copy and use some of the formats that Everly showed earlier, like the message templates kind of method, has an easy way to reach people at scale, and then also an easy way for people to start conversations with your Instagram bot. So that would be my answer to that, right? Is use Instagram and its virality to the full extent as you can. Amberly, I actually have a question for you. Thanks so much for putting the presentation together. When it comes to like stories formats or like IG post ads, like how do you think about the differences between those two? Are there any like different kinds of creative that you need to put to stories versus posts? Can I use the same creative for both, or is there a trick to maybe optimizing stories ads versus post ads?
Yeah, so my biggest tip is to make sure that you are sizing your creative to fit the placement. So a lot of people are doing, an 800 by 800 square image, and that doesn't fit the vertical space effectively within stories. In my opinion, I also think that it just cheapens the creative too. It doesn't show that you've put the effort in. And if you're not going to put the effort in for your audience, they're not going to respond to you. So I would definitely look up sizing specifications for each of the placements. I also think that in terms of driving traction with the stories placement, because as most of us know, that is the most effective placement on Instagram, is to make sure that your copy has a strong call to action in the creative. So send us a DM, reply back, hot emoji, all of the effective actions that you want them to take. Make sure that it's explicit within the ad creative.
Cool. Awesome. Any other questions for Amberlia? You guys, no questions? You guys are all amazing Instagram ads expert now? That's awesome.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you guys. I hope to be able to do a live demonstration with you shortly. I will still jump onto the back of the Q&A, so drop any questions that you've got there and I will respond before the rest of the session's up. See you guys.
Cool. Thanks, Amberlia. Trilcy, over to you. Did you have something prepared, or do you want to just showcase kind of IG automation features?
I'm always prepared.
Awesome. Please take it away.
Bueno, hola a todos, chicos. The Latinos asked me to say hola maes, so I'm saying hola maes to all the Latinos. So hi, I'm Teresa Giron from Costa Rica. I am your resident tiny Latina. So just letting everyone know that after this, we are having a translated Zoom por mí. So if you want to attend the translation of what we saw today, then you're more than welcome to DM me on my Instagram, Teresa Giron, and I will send you the Zoom link so we can see this in Spanish and you can become IG experts in Spanish as well. Entonces los que no entienden nada de inglés, me mandan un mensaje al IG. Okay, everyone. So since is it Amberly or Amberlea? I've heard everyone say it in 2 different ways.
It's Amberly, but you can call me Amber.
So since Amber's presentation was so amazing and I did see it beforehand and I knew that she was going to give everyone an amazing walkthrough on how to do Instagram ads, mine is on my specialty, which is consumer psychology, and I am going to present how you can actually prepare before setting up your ads, how your Instagram account needs to look like, what considerations you must have so that your ads actually perform at the best possible. So let me share screen. Let me present real here, and there we go. Let me move this. Adios, chaito, un gusto. And as always, all the Latinos, drop a hashtag, solo la puntita, just so I know you're there. Okay, guys, so Instagram ads, understand your audience and get ready before you pay by me. So we're going to be talking today about how you need to differentiate your audiences, because as not all bots are born the same, then not all generations are born the same either, okay? What you need to do before you start, because your IG must be as pleasing as a freshly glazed chocolate donut, and you need to build your community first. And also we're going to learn how to build an amazing campaign, but from the graphic side of things, not the ad side of things, because Amberly showed you everything you need to know about IG ads. So take it slow and be cool. We're going to be seeing at the very end one blog that you can find on blog.manychat.com. And as you can notice, I speak too fast, so I end up out of breath very often, but that's because I speak on 2x all the time. We're going to be talking about how Gold's Gym achieved a 9x lift in bookings using IG automations. So here we're going to be talking about your audiences first. I need everyone here to get into the mindset of Messenger versus Instagram versus phone versus email versus SMS. who are you engaging with? Who are you going to be talking to? So the first thing that we have been talking about when it comes to IG automations, IG ads, is you need to understand that the audiences are different. So here we have 5 different audiences, starting with the silent generation and ending up on Gen C, where we can see phone, WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram, and TikTok as methods of communication. When you're going to build, for example, something on Messenger, you can make this beautiful, intricate flows with lots of buttons because you're usually talking to boomers, Gen X, and a little bit of millennials. But when you're going to be talking on Instagram, you're going to be talking to millennials and Gen Z. And you need to keep in mind that we've got anxiety. We have social anxiety, so we don't want to ask you anything. When we go on an Instagram page, we're going to go through all the posts, everything on the website. And if we ask something on Instagram DM, it's because we really want to know. We couldn't find it anywhere else and we really want to know. So these generations are going to be super respectful and straight to the point. This means you cannot build huge flows full of quick replies and keywords and passageways and like build your own adventure times X 10 because you're going to overwhelm the people on these social media. So you need to take into consideration, who am I talking to? What is their culture like? And how am I going to engage? So the first tip I'm going to give you, do not copy paste your flow from Messenger. Try to rebuild it in a Gen Z and younger millennial kind of way, because on Messenger, you have it for the elder millennials like us and Gen X. So that's going to be the first tip you need to take into consideration. Second, we're going to go into the Frank system, and it applies to Instagram as well. For those of you who have seen the Frank system on Messenger, that you may have seen it on Conversations 2020, it's basically the same, but different. But still the same, but different. Like that James Franco meme. So we're going to have F for funnel, R for research, A for absorb, N for neuro, and K for K. Now we deliver, because no other verb started with K aside from kill, and we didn't want that one. So we're going to be seeing what a funnel for Instagram can look like. And remember, this is just my opinion on what it could look like and the ones that have worked the best for me. But yours can be entirely different and have a million more points. So we're going to have the entry point, which is going to be the ad. You're going to be able to engage via Visual JSON or the Commons Growth Tool. Here, the next step, the ones that are in like light gray means they're optional. You don't always need to add them, especially for Instagram. You don't always need to add a character, okay? I always recommend characters for Facebook. Do not recommend them as much for Instagram because, again, you're talking to a whole other generation that is very technologically adept and does not need that sort of smoothing into the automations. So this one, tread lightly with the characters on IG. You're going to provide information about the ad. You're going to get those emails. You're going to get those emails because you can get those emails on IG. And we love emails and we love sending emails from Manychat. So there's an upcoming case study as well that with using IG automations and Manychat's email campaign, Gold's Gym as well managed to sell $20,000 in a matter of a couple hours because you can collect emails and they're going to be your best friend. And at the end, as you know, I'm a Trekkie, you're going to have first contact. So we're going to get to a tip on that later on. Okay, so now we need to make it sexy, okay? When you're talking about the ad, and this is something that Amber said as well, you need to think about your creative. Please, please, please do not post just a square graphic on a story. You need to make it sexy times 2. So if you're going to have a sexy square, you need to have a sexy story, okay? And that is the rule that you must always take into consideration. So this we have called Optimus Prime because colchon is mattress in Spanish. So instead of Optimus Prime, it's called Optimus Prime, and it's one I'm really proud of. So you're going to make it funny, you're going to make it sexy, you're going to make it something that the audience can feel related to, and you're going to make it sexy times 2. Okay, that's 3 entry points. They differ from the ones on Facebook. if you remember, for Facebook, we have often talked about the anarchists, the ones that are going to click a link on the copy. But the thing is that on Instagram, you cannot add a link on the copy. I don't know why, but you can't. So you're going to have the nosy people, o lo que en español llamamos la gente vina. So you're going to have the nosy people that see the ad, go straight into your page, and what they're going to want to do is click everything you have there. So you need to have a link in bio, and you need to have a pretty link in bio. You can make them with Canva, actually. You don't have to pay for Linktree. You can make them in Canva, you can make them on Wix, you can make them everywhere you want. And you need to have a nice link in bio for the nosy people. You're going to have the buyers that are going to go straight into your send message or purchase button, and you're going to have your social users, or the ones that I always call las tías in Spanish, that are going to be the aunts that will be commenting, "Ay, mamita, you would love this. Oh my God, show this to your sister." So you want to have your comments automated as well, and do not keyword them. That is my personal recommendation, because if Tia Sandra tags Trilce saying, "Ay, Trilcita," you would absolutely love this, but maybe Tia Sandra might like it too. So we want Tia Sandra to also get that comment reply. So double the people. Okay. And now the fake follow-up. This is a little trick that we have started using from a while back to now. And the fake follow-up, basically what you see here is via a randomizer, you're going to assign the actual person that is going to be talking to this user. So in this case, we have 3 people on the live chat side of Manychat. So we have, let's see, Mario, Jonathan, and Patricia. So, and in this case, Fernanda, because apparently I have no sequence to my flow building. So this is, so we're going to have the assigning of the user, and 45 seconds after the user has become a contact, we have a rule that sends them a message from the actual person that will be taking care of them on live chat. So here it says, "Hi, I'm Fernanda, and I will be helping you out today. Would you prefer to give me your phone number so I can give you a quick call?" And that's because in Costa Rica, everyone loves talking on the phone, and they love giving you their information. So here, the most tedious thing for live chat agents to do is having to introduce themselves. "Hi, how are you doing? How can I help you?" When you set up a fake follow-up, you take them out of the bot space seconds after engaging, and you make them know that there are people on the other side. And if Fernanda calls them, then you just got a perfect funnel for sales, because it's called a fake follow-up because it's the bot, but the actual person named Fernanda will be taking care of them. So that is one thing you can automate that will be great for your sales. Okay, moving on. R, research. Basically, just do the basic research. Remember, you're setting up your ad. You need to have everything under your research. So the end goal is never going to be to sell. Okay, remember, the goal is not to sell. That is what everyone wants to achieve. If they hire you, it's because the company wants to sell. And if you're going to create an ad, it's because you want to sell. So what is the actual end goal? Okay, what does the company need to know? What does the company need the users to see, to perceive, to fall in love with? That is going to be the goal for this ad and what you're going to be researching. And what are the questions usually being asked? Because, for example, for the gym, if I know the most commonly asked question is going to be, "Hey, do you offer a free pass?" then I can automate that. So as soon as they engage, it talks about the free pass. So I take one step out of their conversation by prever in English what they're going to write first. So you always have it one step ahead by doing your proper research. So absorb, this one I always tell it as a cautionary tale. You need to absorb from the people that actually know. Please, 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 never, ever listen to the managers, listen to the salespeople, listen to the live chat agents. They are the ones who know how the contacts will talk. And especially on Instagram, they are the ones who are replying to those Instagram DMs. So you need to absorb from them. Again, my father's saying, "He who knows, knows, and he who doesn't know is usually the boss," because the marketing manager, the sales manager, hasn't been on IG for 10 years, hasn't been replying to DMs. The ones that are replying to Instagram DMs are the people, the community managers. They are the ones who know which questions are being asked. They are the ones who know how people are asking and requesting information. Which language do they use? So you want to know from them, because if you just get a Q&A for management, you're missing that vital, delicious piece of conversation from the users. Like, how are they actually speaking? So you want to know that. Okay, and neuro or humanize. And here it is very, very different from Facebook Messenger. And here we don't have the create a character as a basic. It's only if needed. You have to be super polite. Remember that millennials and Gen Z are really respectful. So you need to be very polite and very short in your conversations. Don't overbot, do it for the children. Remember that these are the youths. And the youths, and I'm thinking of myself as an elder now, but the youths do not want, oh my God, Luna's getting angry at the word youths, my dog. So we'll not say that word anymore. So they want to avoid the matrix. They do not want anything that is going to be overbotted. So what we're talking about in the beginning, if you're going to make your flow huge and have so many nodes and so many different aspects to it, you're going to overwhelm the people on the social media. So your IG automations and your IG ads can be fantastic and built specifically for users that go straight to the point. And as always, create a bond, emotional bond. And this is something that is going to be especially relevant for millennials and Gen Z, okay? Keep in mind that these younger generations buy products based on their ethics, based on if they pollute or not, based on their values, based on representation. So if you share those with your audience, if you share those with the people that are listening to your conversations, that are engaging in conversation with you, and you can make a bond over those values, whatever those values may be, then you're going to be achieving. Oh my God, English. You're going to be getting a client that is going to be loyal to your brand just by creating that bond. Okay? Oy. Okay, so this, everyone, is the Gold's Gym scenario that we had that lifted everything by 9x. So the first thing that we did was build a strong community. We built a very, very strong community that was based on images, pictures of real people, real people engaging with the brand, real people training on the gyms so that you could actually see them training. You saw them and they saw themselves on Instagram, edited on professional lighting, professional photos. So we were able to create a strong community on Instagram of people wanting to follow the brand because they saw themselves. Something really important is that you need to build a strong community, okay? Instagram is community and aesthetics oriented. So that's why I was telling you about, you need to look like a freshly glazed chocolate English donut. You need to look sexy, appealing for your audience. If your Instagram is a mess, if your posts are all with different graphics, different aesthetics, if it doesn't look organized, it is not something that people are going to want to follow. So you need to create a strategy on content that they will want to follow. So in the case of the gym, what we did was create content based on real people, not body shaming, but actually exaltando their bodies and making sure that everyone felt comfortable in their training, even from 85-year-old people, 18-year-old kids with their friends, people that were a little bit overweight, and everyone just felt powerful. The images being shared on social media with their approval and consent, of course. So what we did was post square posts and story-sized posts about now you can write the word citas on Instagram's inbox to book your session or class. All you have to do is follow these steps. And here it gave them the steps. So with this, that strong community already knew how to engage. And since they knew how to engage, they went and did it. And then when they went in, we were doing tag-based logic, which we will see in a little bit after we go into a demo. And as you can see, it asks, can you please give me the link to the appointments? Sure, write the name of your sede or the place you go to work out in to get the links. So they wrote the name of the location and they get the links. And this is going to be connected to a Calendly because that way we're not overbotting anything. They're going to go into a portal where they can reschedule, cancel the session. It's going to be linked to their email and SMS. So they're going to receive that schedule, those notifications on their phone about your appointment is in an hour. And this took away so much work from the community managers. So everything here was successful because we did all of the steps we talked about before. You had creatives in 2 sizes. You had a small funnel that was created thinking about the generations that were going to be engaging with it. It was carefully crafted with instructions so they wouldn't have to go looking deeper. We had a very strong community of people, and I'm pretty sure I had somewhere around here. Oh no, I think I removed it. It's fine. Another video on how you need to actually take into consideration that you must also have highlights. So if you want, you can go into that IG right.
Ooh,
Now.
Chelsea, can you hear us?
Polished could be the word, maybe, but still engaging. The highlights are there for people to be able to get information super quickly because, again, Gen Z and Gen X, am I back? Am I back?
Yes, you're back now.
I got
Good.
lost.
You just froze for a
Thank
couple
you. Okay. Okay, so I was just telling you guys that you can go into Gold's Gym CR and see the highlights because, again, you're talking to a whole new generation. So they want to go into your profile first to see what they can find before talking to you. So if you have your schedules, your opening hours, your contact information organized into different contacts, it's more likely that they will follow you. Very, very more likely that they will follow you. And when they text you, it's going to be because they couldn't find something. So that way, with your audience, you start to build rapport. So when you do those ads that are going to be getting you scalable messages and scalable conversations and scalable products and everything, you know that the people there are engaging with the comments, they're engaging with the likes, they're going to see a robust community because you do not want to be running IG ads on an IG page that is slightly abandoned. And you can see the results here for that specific strategy. So I'm going to whoop myself right now for questions. And I'm done.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. That was a great job. Great job. It's amazing as always.
Okay, guys, what do you need to know?
Question
¿Qué quieren saber? Díganme.
Question from Victoria. So if your target audience is not millennials or Gen Z, forget Insta?
Depends. Your Instagram really depends. Again, let's talk about the generations that are going to be seeing your page. My mom is heavily on Instagram, but she is not on the same pages that I'm on. She's on mom Instagram. And mom Instagram is full of recipes. It's full of Chrissy Teigen memes. It's full of BuzzFeed. So if your page and your product is targeted towards 45 plus, then go on Instagram. Yes, definitely. But if your product is something that is heavily targeted towards Gen Z and Gen X, so you see the difference. You need to talk about your product and your culture.
Yeah, makes sense. I think the answer also is, if your target audience is on Instagram, then you should probably be on Instagram, right? Like that.
Yeah.
If your target audience is there, then you need to be there, right? That's marketing 101. Now, how you go about marketing to them is kind of the cultural differences and nuances that Chelsea's talking about. So,
And it goes into showing what Amberly was saying, that you need to test it. Because, for example, for the mattress store, for the Dream Workshop, our ads do not work on IG. They do not, because the people that are purchasing, after we tested for 1 or 2 months, we found out that our costs on Instagram versus revenue made were not worth it. So when you test, you may find out that a brand or a product you didn't think was for Instagram is actually selling a lot via Instagram or vice versa. So you need to test.
Yeah, totally agree to that. The other thing as well that people can do is if they're running a paid campaign, when they are testing, they can test doing a Facebook campaign versus an Instagram campaign. And when they are in their ads manager, there's actually a little drill down column that's in there where you can break down by age and gender across the platform. So if you continually refer back to your data, you'll be able to identify the age brackets and the demographics per platform, and then really target your campaigns based on that insight.
That's awesome. Yeah, makes sense. Alexander asks, what was Gold's Gym booking on Calendly exactly? And I believe people were making appointments with the gym.
I was going to do a joke about promoting the blog.manychat.com SEO. So go click on blog.manychat.com. So Costa Rica had an order. The government mandated an order that every single gym needs to have a booking service for being able to Manychat. There we go, for being able to work out. So what we did, everyone else is booking via phone or WhatsApp or texting. And we were like, no. So basically what you need to do is just go on Calendly, book your session. You select which type of session, which time frame, because only 50% of people are allowed to be inside. So with Calendly, we're able to set up the amount of people allowed into a specific area at any given time. And it's just flawless integrating Manychat IG automations with a Calendly link. It's beautiful.
Awesome. Steven asked an interesting question. As far as making some bots with different names, have you had any issues with that approach? Do they work in the same office? I'm not sure exactly what Steven's asking, but maybe you do, Chelsea?
Yeah. Okay, so I don't do the bots with different names. Basically, the bot is always going to be the bot, right? What I do is fake follow-ups or default replies based on a pre-existing rule that assigns a live chat agent. So think of it this way. Rule, new contact, starts flow. And within that flow, you have a randomizer. So if you have 5 live chat agents, you're going to have a randomizer with 5 different paths. So whenever Trilce or person 1 comes in, goes into live chat 1. And then agent 2, agent 3, agent 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth. This is actually a really, really good way to make sure that there are no fights between live chat agents, especially when there's commission involved. Like, hey, you're taking care of more clients than me. You can do that via the randomizer. And they don't have to work in the same office because right now everyone is working from home. So they can just be on their computer, check for their assigned contacts that you can do now. You can assign a contact to a live chat agent and you can filter on the live chat panel. So that way it doesn't matter where they are. They can always talk to their specific contacts.
That's great. That's awesome. Darwin asks if we cannot put links on the caption only in the bio. So basically we can only run one campaign with the ref URL. I think that question's a little confused. Darwin, I think you just read the case study, and we linked to the Goldstream case study in the chat multiple times. So you should read it and check it out. There's no ref URL involved, but like Amberlia showed earlier, there is a method to start a conversation with a bot via IG ads. And specifically what Chelsea did was use story ads. So
Jonathan, if I may show them a link tree, which is like the workaround that we have to that one link limit.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to show you real quick the Dream Workshop, just because it is the one that we have with an active link tree that actually looks very pretty. So here, as you can see, it has lots of different products, lots of different everything, same aesthetic for everything. Remember to keep it tidy. Highlights, remember to make it easy. So the thing is, if we run ads to different blogs, to different products, we only have one thing here. So the way that we do it, this website is made on Wix, and you can create landing pages on Wix. So here you see the domain, and it says Linktree because it is a Linktree, even if it's not on Linktree. So this way, when you come in, you're going to see different links. WhatsApp directly, which is just a wa.me that WhatsApp Business allows you to do. Website, our first mattress together. So different blogs and different book your private session, which connects to a Calendly. So that way you can have different methods of communication and different methods of engagement with your audience just by having one link.
Cool. Awesome. Someone mentioned in the chat, but I think it's worth mentioning, bringing up, iOS 14. It's the elephant in the room. Amberly, I want to ask you if you could. I know it's a big update, but broadly speaking, could you just quickly summarize what the iOS 14 kind of limitations or restrictions mean on a broad level, and then secondly, kind of talk about how you've adapted or kind of gone around those restrictions or limits?
Yeah, sure. So look, truthfully for me, I don't deal with a lot of e-commerce brands. So for me, I haven't had a massive impact. However, based on my understanding, there are workarounds that you can do, driving people obviously into your flow and making sure that you are tagging everything that they are interested in and making sure that you are then segmenting your audience group. That would be the most simplistic way of making sure that you are monitoring users' actions. And I also believe that there is a way that you can still monitor users' actions using Google Tag Manager, although I'm not an expert to be able to be sharing information on that today, but definitely jump onto the Manychat community page, because I have seen lots of people talk about workarounds, and I'm sure that they are using Google Tag Manager. So that would be my tip. Jump onto the community page.
That's a great tip. We love the community as always. I think the other what I've seen other people do with Instagram and with Manychat as well is that broadly speaking, the iOS updates mean that it becomes harder and harder to track data about what your customers are doing, right? That's fundamentally what the iOS restrictions means. That means, like in Amberly's example, it's harder to track what they buy when they go to your website and then click purchase, or generally what they do on your website in general, right? And that makes it difficult to optimize your ads potentially, because you want to optimize ads for people who look like people who buy your stuff, right? So creating lookalike audiences is a little bit more difficult, for example. But the beauty of Manychat is that you can track stuff that people are doing inside your bot, right? And so you can tag everyone, like Amberly says. You can also create custom audiences, Facebook custom audiences inside Manychat based on actions that people do inside your bot. So that's true for both Instagram and for Messenger as well. So broadly speaking, the implications of iOS are that it's more valuable to have owned data, which is like data that you own, that you collect, right? And the best way to collect kind of interactive data is by having people go through your Instagram or Messenger bot, collect that data, and do what you want with them. An easy example is creating custom audiences based on what people do, right? So that's an example. We have about 2 minutes left. Not a lot of questions. I guess, Chelsea, do you want to demo this IG automation real quick and just show people what creating a flow is like?
Yes. Okay. So I do have it open. Wait, did I? No! I had it open and then I opened the link tree. I'll make it real quick. Okay. So I'm going to show everyone the Gold's Gym account, and I'm going to go straight into the a copy of the flow for the appointment system that we had to do a few days ago to track new people with new links. So what I'm going to show you right now is top secret. No one can know that I'm showing you this. So we're going to go into the IG automations flow, and I'm going to talk to you real quick about what I mean by tag-based logic. Some devices like desktop and some versions of the app do not show quick replies. So my workaround is what I call the tag-based logic, and I really, 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 really like it. So that way, what we have here, let's edit this. As you can see, the flow builder is exactly the same for Instagram automations. You have your beautiful keyword here. And what I'm going to do is, when people use the keyword appointment or appointments, plural, tag is going to add a tag. So here we see tag is Instagram appointments. It's going to send the message, hey, write the name of your sale. I can't for the life of me remember that word in English. Basically, which location you go to, as it appears here to get the link to your appointments portal. So we have 3, Guayabos, Moravia, and Irasu. So that way I'm adding a tag to the keyword, and I'm going to ask the people to write another keyword. So when they write guayabos, if I go into guayabos, and let's go into Moravia. You're going to see that the first step is that keyword. Instagram keyword contains the word Moravia that we asked for, and it's going to go through a condition. Why? Because if people ask, hey, can you give me the opening hours for Moravia? I do not want the links to go through. If people ask, hey, can you give me the phone number for Moravia? I do not want the links to go through. So that way, it's going to go into a condition that is going to check if the tag Instagram appointments is there. So that way, tag-based logic. So we're going to see if the tag was applied, it's going to remove it immediately and send the links. Again, for protection, so the person doesn't get the same links over and over and over again every single time they ask for the name of the place they work out in. So if you want to create another step, all you have to do, just like with Messenger, is double click. We're going to send an Instagram message, and you can have text, images, user input, and delays. So we're going to create a user input if you wanted to collect the data on their email. Let's nuke this. And we're going to be really aggressive. Email now. So what I'm going to move the pictures of you guys. I love you, but I need you out of my frame right now. And we're going to go to email. We are going to save it. We are going to set the opt-in, and we are going to let people know that their email may be used for later communications. We are going to say it will be used for promos. Because remember, you need to let the audience know what you're using their email for. If you're sending a PDF and that's it, let them know this is only for sending a PDF. If you're going to send a recap via email and that's it, let them know. But if you are going to be storing this email for sending them promotions, events, anything on their email bulletin or whatever you want to do, you need to let them know. So we're just going to attach it so that after the links, it's going to say our very aggressive email now, letting them know it will be used for promos, and you can set up the exact same measures that you can with Messenger. If they do not reply, if they do, then do what? You can have your conditionals attached. So as you can see here, we have if our tag is Citas Instagram and we want the gender to be female, then do this. Okay, so you can have the same system that you have on Messenger, have it here. Of course, you are going to find that a few things are missing, like the carousel, like the buttons, and that's why exactly we're using the tag-based logic. You can create quick replies, you can add them here. We're going to set email in case people want to click on that, and you're going to have your send message, perform actions, create a condition that is going to go next to this, randomizers, smart delays for your fake follow-up that you're going to start applying from today. Start another flow that you can still attach it to any other IG flows that you want, send SMS, and send emails. So what I wanted to show you was how you do not need to depend on buttons, okay? You can create very nice, very short flows. And let me show you real quick the flow for the appointments on Messenger, just so you can see how vastly different these flows are. If I go into keywords, because I gave my best friend a specific keyword that she could try. Prueba fer. No, not that one. Let's go. Urucasitas. There we go. Vermelho. So this is going to be the one for Messenger. And as you can see, it's just one big bulk. One big bulk. People that are on Messenger, they like this. They like to click and click and click. They love this path and they love doing this. As you can see, the click percentage is super high because people enjoy it. People like it. But when you're going to go into Instagram automations, see how easy they need to be. See how direct they need to be. Tag is appointments because they asked for the appointment. Wrote the place, boom. Here, have the links. Click whatever you want. Here, you've got them. And they can store them. They can save them. You're not going to engage anymore because they don't want to engage anymore. So let me know in the comments and the monitors, Jonathan and Kaz, will let me know, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What can we demo next?
I think, thank you so much for doing that, by the way. I think we got to end because we are already 5 minutes after. So I think we'll pause it there. So everyone give some thanks and love to Amberlia and to Trilcy in the chat, please. To show them some love. Amberlia, if people want to reach you, where can they reach you and find you?
Best to actually reach me on LinkedIn. Everyone, just look up my name. That is where I do all of my networking, and that's where I'm most responsive. So yeah, jump on, let's connect.
Cool. Trilcy, where can people find you?
Instagram. If you text me on Messenger, I'm never going to get back to you because I never check it because I suck as a millennial. I only check Instagram. So DM me on Instagram. I'm always there. De nuevo, todos los latinos, recuerden, mándenme un mensaje a mi Instagram, Trilce Girón, para un recap, un resumen de lo que acabamos de ver en español. So we're going to see this in Spanish, a slight recap. It's not going to be an hour long. No va a ser de una hora. But we will do a recap in Spanish. Just DM me at Trilce Girón on Instagram, and I will send you the Zoom link.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining. The recording will be sent to everyone. And have a good time.
Last but not least, once we close this, we do have a feedback survey. Please do let us know. It is anonymous, and it does help us improve in the future. Thank you.